Hey everyone, Dr. Rodney White with Sarpy Chiropractic, and welcome to episode 4 of How to Fuel Your Body. So last week we talked a lot about intermittent fasting and a lot of the benefits that will bring for you. One of the biggest benefits that we wanted to keep separate for its own video is how it creates caloric restriction. See, if you're only eating in an 8 to 10 hour window of the day, you're instantly going to cut down some of the calories you eat because you're removing some of the late night snacking or whatever else is going on. And that alone obviously will help you to lose weight, burn a lot of the fats that we store around all our organs, and move into what we call more fat burning or ketosis, which we're going to touch on in the next couple of weeks. But I think everyone out there watching this knows that calories alone, while it's not the be-all and end-all of being healthy and losing weight, it's a huge factor. If you're eating 6,000 calories a day and only burning 1,000, the math is pretty easy that there's 5,000 spare calories there, and if it's not the healthiest of food, it's just going to get lumped straight in around our organs and become fat. So this caloric restriction also helps in another way. If you've only got an 8-hour window where you're eating, you know that you have to be extremely selective in the food you eat because you need that food to keep you motoring along for a longer period. So instantly you're going to think, well, I'm not going to go and eat fast food and eat the Whopper burger because I'm going to be hungry again in half an hour, and that's not going to cut it when I only have 8 hours a day to eat. So you can see why health in general, but especially nutrition and exercise, every little piece builds on top of itself. We've already talked about drinking the right amount of water. That hydrates everything and takes away some of your hunger. Then if you're avoiding a lot of the bad things that burn quickly, and then you're avoiding eating too long throughout the day and we have these smaller periods, now we're healthier again. Then we're selecting better calories to eat. All of a sudden, you look back in 6 to 12 months and you're shocked at how healthy you are. And you may not have changed your workout plan at all. You may still be sedentary during the day. There could be a whole bunch of other things you could change. But this is why health overwhelms people, and it shouldn't. You don't have to change everything instantly. Just change one thing at a time. And so then as we start talking about this caloric restriction and we select better foods, this is where the right fats come in. If you're eating a lot of good fats, your hunger levels drop because your blood glucose and insulin levels don't spike. That's what brings about the crazy hunger pangs you get, or the hangriness that a lot of people talk about. You might be like this, or someone you know, every time they get hungry, they get really irritated and angry. That's because their blood sugar is spiking through the roof. That only happens when you have a diet full of sugars and refined carbs. When you have enough good fat going into your body, you don't get these huge swings anymore. And some people can go days without eating. This one I had to actually look up when I heard it because I didn't believe it. There was actually a guy who was 400 or 500 pounds, and his doctor put him on a monitored fast. He didn't eat any food. I believe he drank water and might have had spoonfuls of coconut or MCT oil, a couple of little like high fat hits, but not real food, for 380 days. I thought, well, that's impossible, we're going to die. But his body moved into a fat burning state, and at the end of that, he was at a healthy 180, 190 pounds, something like that. Now, I'm definitely not saying go and do this. That has to be monitored by a professional. But this was a real story. So it shows you how much fat your body is actually storing and can burn. When you get hungry, you're not going to keel over and die. Your body can handle going days without eating. So if you've just made it that you're only not eating for 14 to 18 hours, and now you're choosing the right calories, it's amazing. You're not overeating, and you're eating better and better stuff. So please keep playing around with these concepts. Next week, we're going to dive into really what the best foods are to get the good fats and the things that you have to avoid. Please share this content, hit the like button if you appreciate it, and have a great week.